Hey guys, welcome back to OverTakes. This is Misfit.
And I'm Kel.
And we're going to hit you with some news today. We got some stuff going on finally, getting closer to BlizzCon, so we got some stuff going on, with...
We had a leak that turned into a reveal because they couldn't really do anything about it once it got out.
Yeah.
So it is official. There's some official signings that have been posted, some rosters. We're going to get
contracts.
We're going to talk about a big contract. There's going to be another reveal in the next couple days. So I think they're going to reveal talking about Toronto, they're going to reveal their whole roster and their logo, I would imagine. With how they're teasing it, that's just what I'm gathering. I'm guessing it's going to be, at the very least, just their roster.
Yeah.
But I would be surprised if they don't reveal the logo and the name and stuff, too.
Yeah, I'm assuming because of the size of the event that they're having, that's sold out, by the way.
Right.
Which is incredible.
I feel like they're going to do everything.
They got to sell gear, I mean.
Right. Yeah. Like, hey guys, we got this event. We can't buy any gear yet because we're not going to tell you our name.
Yeah. But if you guys are new, we talk about Overwatch League pretty much 2 to 3 times a week in the off season, 5 to 6 days a week, depending on what's going on during the regular season. We're going to amp it up a little bit here, probably. We're going to hit you like 3 or 4 times a week. In the next couple weeks, we got stuff going on.
Yeah, as all these rosters get revealed and team names and logos and all that, there's going to be a lot more content coming. So keep that in mind.
Hit a like, hit a subscribe. All you guys that are back, welcome back. And let's dive into it. So we had Atlanta reveal their logo and their, it's up on the screen there, their logo and their name, the Atlant Reign.
Yep.
Which I'm going to confuse with Rhine.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm going to say it all damn year. I like the logo. It looks good. The colors are good. Kind of the Falcons colors.
Yeah.
I like how the teams are kind of like adopting some of the
city
local.
Colors, yeah.
Please, Florida, don't. Just don't. Do that. I don't want teal and pink or teal and orange.
They could take the Heat.
Yes. I want the Heat's colors.
That's good.
Do the Heat's colors.
Yeah. That's fine.
Yeah. Don't do the football or baseball team because they're abysmal, A, and B, their colors are dated and awful.
Yeah. It's
anyway,
not good.
okay, I'll do Atlanta.
Toronto can also go with some of theirs. Like, they got the blue and white and the...
Blue and white's pretty standard up there. I would assume it's going to be something close to that.
Either that or the black and red. Well, you can't do black and red because that's already Shanghai, so...
Yeah, well, as long as they don't do the purple and orange of the early Raptors, will be good.
They could have a nice cartoonish logo. It'd be great. Everyone loves
it. Yeah. Oh... Those were awful.
Oh, it was so bad.
The name, the name is just. Anyway, off that. But anyway, although I did make the comment earlier to Kel that if you guys play Pokemon Go, they are kind of the red team for Pokemon Go.
Yeah, they're Team Valor.
Team Valor.
So we know where Atlanta's
Pokemon Go allegiance lies.
Yes, exactly.
But I think it's good that I like it when they're doing this stuff early.
Yeah. I like that. I like the logo. The color scheme is really good.
Provides us with a little hype.
Yeah, for sure. And I imagine after they announce this, they'll probably announce their roster very soon. I would be shocked if they don't. I mean, obviously, they all have to announce a roster at some point.
Well, they have. I think the roster signing, like the cutoff, in roster reveals and all, it's soon.
Yeah.
It might be like, might be before BlizzCon. I don't know.
Yeah, I imagine it's probably going to be sometime next week, like sometime between the 28th and the 31st.
And plus, you kind of want to have. I'm sure they all have their rosters.
Yes,
but you want to get people in and see what you got, and give people like us and Michael and everybody else who was in the Overwatch League talking about Overwatch League something to talk about and give us. You want to build some momentum, some hype.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to have some of that before you even go into BlizzCon when you do all the final reveals and all that stuff too, and whatever else they're doing with it. Yeah, and then it just builds up more hype for the season.
And speaking of hype, the other Canadian team did more or less nail down the runaway thing.
Yes,
Vancouver. So that's going. So there's a little bit of hype going with that. We haven't really heard much about it, but it's pretty much set in stone.
Yeah,
I would say now.
Yeah, so Vancouver's picking up runaways for the most part.
And leading into that, let's talk about our friends in Shanghai.
Yeah.
Who essentially signed their rivals.
Yeah.
Condu Panthera.
They have at least 3 players from Kongbu Panthera. I think they have a couple of guys that they've just picked up from Ladder or guys that have competed in Apex. We weren't able to fully figure out exactly where some of these guys came from, but there are at least 3 players that came straight off of the Kongbu Panthera.
And then there's one guy, DM
roster.
from Lucky Zenith something.
Yeah, Lucky Zenith Esports or something like that.
Yeah, 3 random names, go.
Yeah, three random English words all put together.
Anyway, and also, he needs to play with Carpe.
Yes.
He needs to get traded immediately to the Fusion for EQO, and that way we have Carpe Diem. Oh, and make him into a DPS, because he's actually a support. It has to happen.
Yes.
Or if they do Fair Mercy, it would be Carpe Diem. I don't know.
Yeah.
Either way. But good for Shanghai.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to laugh.
Shanghai's basically an entirely Korean roster minus Fearless.
Fearless, yeah. And let's look at this from a play perspective. They have taken themselves out of the basement, I would say.
Oh, yeah. They should at least win a few games now.
And Florida signed a few good guys, too, and they're going to look better.
Yeah.
So hopefully we have more parity in the league. Better matches.
That's what I'm really hoping for the league in general, is just more parity across the board. Some of these games will actually start to mean something, because it's something we talked about last time with the way that they're structuring the schedule and everything. Since there's going to be less games, there's just a lot more opportunities for games to mean something. Yeah,
and the smaller schedule, it'll be like the NFL or college football, where you have every game means something. Some games are going to mean more, especially with the way they had, divisional things mean stuff more than they did last year. But every game means something, which is going to be good, and the games are going to be better because the players, they're better.
Yes.
The teams have found better players. Nothing against the guys that were on some of these other teams before, but it was a trial. It was kind of a see what's going to happen with these guys, and they just didn't cut it.
Right. And then so there's been a whole nother year of guys playing and trying to get into the league, and you've had more contender seasons, so you've had more guys that are playing at a high level that you can pull from. There's a lot more opportunities for some really quality play.
Which I'm excited to see anything at this point.
Yeah,
but the quality, like some of those matches, I mean, just from a standpoint of we do the coverage kind of thing, watching some of those matches was just painful.
Yeah.
Some of those matches, there was a couple of matches that were just god awful towards the end of the year, and you didn't want to watch them, but you kind of had to say something about them.
Yeah.
And
there was definitely just some really ugly ones where you're just like, why am I even watching this? Let's move on to the other roster that has been finalized, and that's Paris. Paris revealed their roster. They officially have Soon and Shadowburn.
That's gonna be
that pairing right there makes them a instant contender. Just because those guys are fantastic. They're going to play really, really well off of each other. Yeah, and
they got the perfect combo for hero pools and all that. You got Shadowburn on the projectile, where he's really good at Genji. He's got a great Pharah.
And we all know what Soon's resume brings in Widowmaker, Tracer, pretty much any hit scan.
Well, I saw him on stream. Actually, they had a stack him and Soon and AKM on XQC's stream. I happen to have it on, and XQC lost his mind, but fucking Soon was playing Reinhardt, actually.
Yeah.
So if you need a main tank, I guess he can fill in there, too. Yeah, I don't know too much about I didn't really dive too much into the European contenders, because I was kind of watching a lot more of the Korean.
Mm-hmm.
But some of these guys are good. They're on the French national team, which I saw some of that. They look decent. I think they're going to be good.
Yeah. I think this is a really solid roster. I think it's going to put them right smack in the middle, maybe towards the better side of the middle than the bottom side. So, I mean, they're looking like a really solid roster, and they've got potential to be right up there with just about anybody else.
They do, and the East is a little bit. I think it's a little bit more open, or the Atlantic, or whatever you want to call it. With I mean, depending on we haven't seen what Atlanta and Toronto are officially going to do,
right?
And
But I mean, the way it's shaping up, I feel like the Atlantic division it's going to be very competitive.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I feel like the Pacific division is a little more open as to who could really climb.
Each division though has some teams like from the past. Like you have London and New York.
Yeah.
But then you have, Paris that's going to be decent. Philadelphia is going to be good, of course. Then you have teams like Florida that totally overhauled their roster.
Yep.
From what you hear, rumblings of signings and this and that from Atlanta, they seem like they're going to be pretty good. Or Dallas, one or the other.
Yeah, they're either going to be really, really good or they're going to be like Dallas from last year.
Yeah.
And hey, even then, Dallas turned it around in the last stage, so it could be another situation like that.
And then you have Houston, who's Houston.
Yeah.
But, making the pickups that they did, it's going to help them out a lot.
Absolutely.
But yeah, the Pacific is going to be... We'll dive into one of the teams in the Pacific and what they've done in a little bit. Well, we kind of talked about it before, but yeah, the Pacific's going to have a couple of teams that are going to be hard to beat, I think.
But then
moreover,
there's like talking about some of these other teams that are coming in, like they have, we touched on Vancouver. They're picking up that entire Runaways roster. So that right there is going to make them a really good team. Just right off the rip, they're going to be right up there and an instant contender.
Yeah, and then you had Seoul picking up Fissure and a couple other guys.
Yep.
And then you have even Shanghai picking up Chengdu Panthera, most of their roster. That's not a bad idea.
Right, and then it's still kind of a mystery of what some of the new Chinese teams are going to be doing.
What the Railgun are going to do.
Yeah, the Railgun. That's Guangzhou, right?
Yeah, Guangzhou and the Hangzhou Longbows. I don't know. What we were doing? I don't know.
No, I feel like
the light gun. I mean, we got to find something from
the light gun. How about the long swords?
Yeah. The Hangzhou bardiches. We're just gonna start naming teams after random fucking weapons, man.
Right. Oh my God.
Anyway, yeah, but we don't know what the other two teams are doing. It's looking tough. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of Korean players, but you know what? They have the best players. So right. I mean, what are you gonna do? I mean, there's random, North American, and Paris went all EU, but can you blame them for taking? I was railing on the whole Runaway thing. I'm not blaming them for taking them. It's just the whole hostage situation that they were creating. It was just stupid. But, I mean, if I'm an owner of a team, which if we hit that lottery, there will be a Cleveland Overwatch team next year, guys.
Oh, fuck yeah, there will be.
And a Contenders team. And look for us to have better equipment and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway. You're going to have... We don't know what the other two teams are going to do, but... teams that they bought the whole Contenders teams, and I don't blame them.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're the two best teams in Contenders overall, and you knew someone was going to get them,
right?
And I kind of had a feeling the Chinese team was going to take them. I didn't think it was going to be Shanghai though. Right. I thought maybe it was one of the new teams, Hangzhou or Jiangsu or the other one. I don't know, but
yeah,
it's kind of surprised me that Shanghai got them, which shows to me that they kind of weren't as bad of an ownership as I kind of thought they were.
Right. I think to start that they were in it for the money. They didn't really care about anything else. They tried to change some things, but there was just too much wrong to start.
Yeah. And then there was all kinds of weird rumblings about they took the wrong Chinese Contenders team.
Right.
And there was payoffs and weird coaching things and all this.
I mean, there was definitely some wonky things that happened a lot. Or I would be surprised if at some point, or I would not be surprised if at some point in the future there's like an entire documentary about like how that all started off. I would be shocked if that's not a thing that happens at some point, especially if the league takes off. That's all huge. We really don't know exactly what these other teams are going to do, but it doesn't matter because all these teams have to compete with the New Look Gladiators, who picked up probably one of the best tanks that there was available in... So yeah, they picked up Roar from Chengdu Panthera, who's a fantastic tank, probably one of the top tanks that was available in the league, or that was available... From Contenders.
Or really anyone.
Really anybody.
Yeah. Other than Fissure. Who obviously was gone.
Not going to go to the Gladiators.
Yeah, that was distinctly clear in the playoffs last year.
So yeah, they pick up Roar. That's a huge addition. I think he could possibly be on par, maybe even better than what Fissure was giving them. So that's huge.
Yeah.
But then on top of that, they paid a ridiculous amount to Decay, who also came from Kongdu Panthera,
who is worth the money.
100%. I think. So what are they paying him?
$250,000?
$250,000 for this, which is crazy money for what these guys are getting paid comparatively to what some of these other guys are getting.
Because last year, I think Seagull got the most. What do you get, like $220 or something like that?
Something like that.
He got the most, and then of course
Did he break 200?
Yeah, he broke 200.
Okay.
Well, that was the only way they were going to get away from his stream.
Yeah, that's true.
But Sinatra was the only other big money signing that we had last year. But this guy tops it, and he's probably better than Sinatra.
Yes.
I mean, he's on that Prophet Fleta kind of level of DPS play.
Yeah, and he's young. I believe he's only 18.
Ridiculous.
So they could, by them signing him, they have a very good DPS for at least the next 2 or 3 seasons.
Yeah, absolutely. And you look at that with Surefour.
Yeah.
That's going to be really hard to beat. And then you also have Hydration in there, too.
Hydration in there. Like, it's going to be really interesting to see their DPS rotation because they've got some really top-tier talent. And they'll be able to cover every single hero with ease. And
especially in this meta, I mean, you have Hydration, who was the best Doomfist in the league to begin with.
Right.
So, I mean, I think this is going to go away at some point, depending on what we get at BlizzCon.
Yeah.
And, of course, by the time the league starts, we're going to have another hero after that.
Right.
At least coming in.
Yeah.
It might not be, because we get about March. So about midway through stage 1.
Right. And that's not even factoring in what other things they could potentially announce at BlizzCon. There might be multiple heroes. There might be a single player game. Who knows?
Yeah.
At this point, but there's going to be some pretty. I mean, it's going to change. That's the one thing that we can always rely on with this game. Metas will change. New heroes come in. Old heroes get reworked. Who knows what other reworks are going to come in, how the Roadhog changes are going to change things, because I know those should be going on the PTR any minute at this point.
The Fat Man needs a little adjustment, because he's the best stop for some of this meta stuff, I think.
Yeah.
The potential to be good, because he can one-shot Doomfist just as easily as Doomfist one-shots everybody else.
Right.
He can deal with Brigida enough, because stunning Roadhog is just... It's whatever.
It's pointless. Yeah. It's like, oh, hey, you just stunned me. I'm going to, if I'm low now, which I'm probably not.
I'm just going to huff my little gas
mask. Huff some glue, and then I'm going to...
I'm going to come in and I'm going to put my scrap gun in your face.
Right.
But yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But they're ready for it with these guys.
Yes.
Is kind of what I was getting at. They have, I don't know, find me a trio of DPS that are better.
Right.
Right now.
The only other team that might be able to put something like that is New York.
Sabiobi, Libero, and Pine.
Flower.
Is Sabiobi decent enough in this meta?
Right. Well,
they took him off the Korean contenders team and put Fleta on.
Yeah. That's why I think that Flower is going to take over the Sabiobi role.
Yeah. Because Flower probably has... I haven't really watched much of Flower, to be brutally honest.
But most of what I know about Flower is what he did in the World Cup last year.
Yeah, and that was Widowmaker Insanity.
So... But I feel like over the year he had to have grown as a player. Simply just being on their contenders team, they had to have been working with him and making sure that he's playing the heroes that they want him to be able to play, and getting a bigger roster than just Widowmaker and whatever other hit scan he was playing.
Well, I'm assuming Tracer.
Yeah, I would assume Tracer. Yeah. So trying to expand his hero pool as much as possible, just so they can use him in the way that they need him to. Because they have Libero. He's their
Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, exactly.
Guy.
So they just need Flower to be whatever. So that'll be interesting to see. But that's probably the only one that comes close. Because
maybe Philadelphia with Carpe and EQO, just the two guys,
right? And that's just the two. Is there another team that has 3? Because you can't even throw London in there. As amazing as Prophet is, you can't.
Bird Ring. I mean,
Prophet and Bird Ring. You just can't quite compare that to what the Gladiators are going to be bringing.
Yeah.
And then you have 2 of the best supports in the league, and then a phenomenal main tank.
And then you got a great off tank too, and Bishu, who really proved
one
himself.
of the most underrated off tanks in the league.
And Void is good too. So I mean, they have a decent duo at off tank.
Yeah,
they're going to be hard to beat.
Their roster is really stacked right now. I think that team is going to go very far.
They're ready for a deep run in the playoffs for sure.
Absolutely.
The Valiant, on the other hand, I don't know what's going on with them. We'll see.
Plus, they're going to be pissed off after what happened last season, so I feel like that's going to make them even better.
Yeah.
They're going to come into this very determined to show people that last year, A, wasn't a fluke, and that they can really take off.
Yeah, and, the other teams in that division, like San Francisco, okay, I'm going to throw this out there, so since we're talking about this. Okay, so you guys are having these little meet and greet friendly matches. Can we fucking watch them, please?
Yes, seriously.
For crying out loud. I wanted to see what I know it's a friendly match or whatever you want to call it, fucking exhibition. I wanted to watch the Valiant and San Francisco and the London one that they had. They had a match going on. Didn't they have like that London?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. You kind of got you had to pick it up on streams or something like that. Just show them.
Right.
Teams, you're out there on your Twitter account.
You have to have official. There's got to be official team streams.
Let's do this. Come on.
Let's do some official team streams. Let's see some see the Play Overwatch account get involved with some of this stuff too.
Or
at least even just hosting it from somebody else, something like that.
Yeah. You don't have two guys? I mean, you get two guys.
Right.
I mean, I'm sure Uber and Mr. X or Doa and Monty or your guys from Contenders or your guys from that are doing stuff like Jake.
Yeah.
Jake and the other guy that are doing the World Cup stuff, which if he stops playing and starts doing analyzing, what about Bren and Sideshow? Yeah. I watched them doing a cast. I forget what some tournament they were doing. It was fucking. They were fucking great.
Yeah.
I mean, just show us the matches. I want to see stuff. I'm jonesing to see Overwatch League.
I want to see these pros play something other than just ladder.
Yeah. Because watching them play ladder is
it's fun every once in a while for a while, but
I want to see them play against each other.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's like watching it's like watching LeBron James shoot free throws in a gym. Never mind, he doesn't do that, does he? Or watching shoot around.
Yeah.
I know Laker fans, you're all mad because he's not Kobe. You got to get over that guy, all right? Put him to bed. But show us the matches now.
Probably the most spoiled fan base in all of sports, other than maybe the Patriots at this point.
Well, my baseball team, we're kind of spoiled. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. Okay.
We get mad if we don't win 90 games. Okay, so we're going to actually, guys, we're going to dive more into before we hit after we hit BlizzCon and we get all of the rosters and everything, we're going to give you some stuff. We're going to give you our thoughts on kind of like a preseason analysis, if that makes any sense, going through November, because I'm sure we're going to have a lot to talk about.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot to talk about. There's going to be a lot of rosters. We're going to talk about where we think some of these teams are going to be as far as how good they're going to be, where we think they'll fall in the final standings, in their divisional standings, even stage by stage. There's a lot that we can talk about and dissect. Talking about how much better some teams are going to be, if teams are going to be worse, that kind of thing. So there's a lot that we'll be able to dive into.
Yeah, definitely. And we're going to do that. And then we're assuming we're going to get some preseason action, more than just that one kind of little match thing we had, the weekend we had last year.
Yeah.
I would assume we're going to have, since it's going till February.
Yeah, it's not going to start until February. There's got to be something in there, just like a little mini preseason, just to build up some hype. And
there are 20 teams now, too. It's not just 12. So, I mean, we're going to have to do something.
Yeah, you got to let these teams kind of get out there, get some exposure, and know what it's like. Because there's going to be guys that are going to be playing that have never played on a stage before.
Yeah. And with the fans and the magnitude of the Overwatch League, you're in the big time now. But we're going to definitely do that. And then we'll hit after some of that action happens and we see some of these teams actually in action, what we think.
Yes.
Because, right now we're just speculating, which is fine with, the Gladiators and, maybe this team being better, this team being worse. We're going to get a little bit more concrete evidence, except for we're not going to buy into Dallas like we did last year.
Yeah. Well, Atlanta this year.
Well, what I'm saying is we're not going to do the Dallas is the team.
Yeah.
And ignore everything else.
Yeah.
But you live and you learn. And,
hey, we were young. We didn't know.
Yeah, we were newer to the scene.
Yeah,
we didn't know as much about Apex. We didn't know much about. I saw like the Misfits, and I thought the Mayhem were going to be better than they were. Yeah. We all knew Shanghai was going to be kind of trash, though.
Yeah, that's about the one thing that just about everybody got correct, that Shanghai was not going to be very good.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody predicted that they were going to be as bad as they were.
No.
But no one thought they were going to be like, yeah, the Shanghai Dragons, that's going to be the team
They're going to be a
really
sleeper
dominates.
team.
Yeah.
If you mean by sleeping. So anyway, I think...
Didn't they literally have a guy named Sleep on their team at one point?
They might have. Who knows? Random English words.
Right.
Well, Sleepy's on...
Sleepy's
on San Francisco.
San Francisco.
They had someone like Sleep. Who knows?
Something, Dream. Something stupid like that.
Five King.
Dreamy.
All those guys are gone. Five King and...
Sleepy King.
Sleepy King. Was he on Luxury Zenith Go or whatever the hell?
Right.
Luxury Zenith Television?
Yeah.
Oh, anyway, now we're getting...
Luxury Zenith PlayStation.
Yeah. Well, someone's gonna have a... They're gonna run out of names.
Oh my god, yeah. I really, really want to see what some of these final names... Because there's going to be some really goofy ones. We already have the railgun, so... Yeah. Let's see how this goes, guys.
The Toronto bardiche. I'm telling you. It's a great weapon, by the way.
I'm just waiting for somebody to be the BFGs.
Yeah. The Vancouver lightsabers.
Somebody's going to be the crowbars.
Yeah, the crowbars. Well, that might be trademarked by a band. If they still exist anymore.
A band or by Valve.
Yeah. There's probably some game on there called Crowbar.
Right.
Where you just bash zombies with a crowbar for endless waves or something.
Yeah, it's called Half-Life.
Oh, yeah. All right, guys, so that's going to do it. We're going to hit you up with some more stuff. Possibly later in the week after we get some more confirmations, which it looks like we're going to get.
We're definitely going to get Toronto in the next couple of days, so we'll do our best to get on here and at least talk about that. I'm sure there will be some other things that come out in the next couple of days as well.
We could get a Paris logo reveal because they revealed
they've already revealed their roster. Right, they're currently just the Paris Overwatch League team, so I can't imagine that's going to stick around for very long.
Baguettes.
Yeah.
I'm already getting... Hey, there's the bardiche. We can call Paris the bardiche. It's a French fucking weapon, too. Dude, I'm obsessed with that weapon. I always have been. Anything that's kind of like an axe on a long pole, I mean...
Yeah. I mean...
all the medieval games I play or have played, I have to grab that weapon.
Yeah.
If I see it, I have to kill the person that has it
and take it from them.
Or get a mod that has it in there. Anyway, plus it's fun to say.
Yeah, it is.
It doesn't sound very killy either.
No.
It sounds like French cuisine.
Yeah, it sounds like something you're going to cook for them.
Yeah. You're going to have a bardiche, braised bardiche today. Okay. Anyway, all right, guys, so that's going to be it for this episode. We'll see you later on in the week for sure. At some point, we're going to talk about, like we said, we'll talk Toronto, Paris, or whoever else reveals anything to Railgun and whatever else goes on. Thanks a lot for checking us out. If you're new, hit a like, hit a subscribe. And if you guys have been around, thanks a lot for joining us, and we will talk to you later.
Catch you guys in the next one. Later.